You know, it's one thing to trust God in the light. It's another thing to trust God in the dark. It's one thing to trust God when you think you got it figured out and you're getting what you want and you can understand what's going on. It's another thing entirely to not get what you asked for, to have no understanding at all of why or what is happening, and still be able to say, God, I trust you. That's the kind of faith we're after. And you know what? That's the kind of faith that the world needs to see.
We can all trust Him in the green pastures. That's easy. We can trust Him beside the still waters. I'm asking you to trust Him even in the dark valleys. He hasn't left you. You may feel alone, forgotten, life hasn't turned out the way you wanted, but God is still leading you. The dark places are all a part of the plan to make you into who you were created to be. It may not be easy, you may not understand it, but faith is trusting God when life doesn't make sense. Dare to believe that He's blessing you even in the dark places, that what's meant for your harm, He's going to use to your advantage.
It seems to you like God's forgotten all about you. Well, He hasn't. He hears you and He sees you. Can I tell you today that you're not invisible? God knows exactly where you're at, and He knows exactly what's going on in your life, and He knows exactly how much you can take and how much you can't take, and He may not be early, but He won't be late.
We're always walking toward the dawn of a new day. When you and I are walking through the darkness, we're always walking toward the dawn of a new day. Because, my friend, God loves us. He's always moving us toward the dawn. And no matter where you are and what you're going through today, there is light. Listen, there is a dawn. There is going to be a new day. God's going to bring you through it no matter what. It may be tough right now. You think, God, how am I going to be able to stand this? He's going to enable you. He will enable us, and sometimes it's a day at a time. And somebody may say, well, how do you stand this? One day at a time. We learn more in the darkness, but we're always moving toward the light. You see, that's why you and I don't ever have to give up. When you and I are walking through dark times, the first thing to remember is this: God is with us. Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the dark times, He says, I will fear no evil, for what? Thou what? Art with me. It is the fact and the assurance that God is with us that makes all the difference. He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. It is easier for us to believe in the presence of God, or sense the presence of God in life when things are going our way. It's sort of easy to believe, yes, I do believe God's with me. But what about when the light's taken away and everything looks dark and gloomy and I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel out there anywhere? Then can I still believe that my God, who promised to be with me, who will never forsake me, am I willing to believe that He's with me now when I don't feel His presence, I don't see His presence, and somehow I can't conceive that He could allow me to go through this? Do I still believe He's with me? Yes. Yes, He is. God is with me no matter what. Friend, God is always ahead of us. He's got everything under control. He's working everything in His absolute perfect timing. He has a purpose for every single solitary thing.